Hi and welcome back. Okay, I'm on to a new part of the build whilst I wait for a few parts to arrive. I'm waiting on the drill bits for the rear spar carry through. I've ended up purchasing some CCP 48s, I think they are, from Sonex for the Del Lin blocks. I had a lovely correspondence with Chris, sent me back correspondence and answered two questions for me. He answered the one on the blocks. There was actually a drawing showing that and I completely missed it. I was getting a little bit confused because another drawing showed the rivets being smaller, if you recall. So anyway, that's all cleared up. And the other one they answered, as well as Kip. So Kip, thank you first and foremost. And also did Chris, and that is the rubber around the wing. Sonex gave me one option. I've ended up going with the option that Kip's got. It just looked a bit better to me, so I've ended up buying that from Aircraft Spruce. And that's about it. Still waiting on the tail wheel post to come from Sonex. So I've just done a big order from Sonex this morning and added a few things here and a few things here. I'm going to be replacing my fuel filler cap. I wasn't happy with it, so I've bought two more just in case I bugger up the next one. But anyway, digressing. So going on to the flaps now. I'll be starting on the flaps. I've laid all my parts out here. So let's just spin the camera around and we'll have a bit of a look what's going on. Okay, just back over the workbench now. I've just got my ribs laid out, the right being the bottom, the top being the left. So I've laid them all out. These first three ribs will be facing back towards the root, and the root one will be facing back towards the tip. A couple of drive plates, I've got them all ready to go, marked, just temporarily marked one of those out at the moment just to see how it looks on the rib, and it's looks like it's going to be all good. Now also too, when I first came over and started marking this rib out, this flap cut out, I actually had the flap facing over the other way, so I was walking around and trying to do it from the other way, and of course I made the fatal mistake of having the angle the wrong way around, so I've reorientated it facing us now on here. So as I look at this drawing with the facing up, so that is the top side there, that's the underside. That cut should look like that. So I think that's a far easier way to orientate it as you're cutting it. So angle of incidence takes up this, so it's going to be a lesser distance at the top, greater at the bottom, because it's sort of, the wings go up. So that's all ready to cut, and then I've got another little bit of a cut inside here somewhere along the line, so I'll have to get onto that when I finish it. So I might get on and start cutting that skin now, and before I do that, just over here on the wing I've got the flap hinge all ready to go. I've measured it and tried it in spot. Yes, it fits, it should fit, so I've measured it, that's why it does fit. So let me get stuck into this now and see how I go in the next hour. Okay, there you have it. The flap is now set out. I've just put a cleco on the top and bottom just to be safe at the moment till I double check for level and square and God knows what. It still has that twist to it yet until these rivets go through and the bottom hinge ties it all together. It was very similar to what happened in the elevators and the ruddervators, I guess, for everybody else. So there it is. I've made up a small jig that it's sitting on just to keep it off the bench so the clecos don't hit with the bench. It's there it is. I'm going to close it off for today and get back into it tomorrow. Okay, just looking at the drawings now and organising this small cut that's got to go in here for the clearance for the drive rod or the drive mechanism for the flap. So I've just marked it out on the actual flap itself, so let's go over and have a quick look at that now. Okay, just sitting here on my little stool next to the rib of the right-hand flap, and I've marked out, as you can see, where I've got to cut it. So I'll probably have to disassemble the rib from here and maybe all of the ribs and give myself a better ability to get amongst all the little nooks and crannies with the Dremel or whatever with the snips. But But there you have it. The drive plate then sort of fits in roughly like that somewhere. And that's it. So how about I go ahead and do this cutting of this piece of material off the flap now, reassemble it and see what it looks like. Come back to you shortly. Okay, just back down here at the flap and the root end of the flap. I've got the reinforcing plate done. Everything is countersunk on there, including where the little plate nuts go, the SSC 34s or 36s, whatever they are through here, and the larger 1/8 rivet size. So all cut out, all good. I think just thrown the little Aurora fitting inside here at the flap at the moment, the flap drive at the moment. I've noticed when I spin that round, it sort of wants to stop about there, and it's a little bit of a forcing to get into that point. Now, I mean, that's sort of facing upwards there, and you'd think it's got to sort of go back to about that point to pick up the drive. Sorry, to pick up the where the hole goes through for the back of the flap for the reinforcing plate. Now, as this goes down, as the flap goes down, this is only going to get progressively worse. Now, I'm forcing that with my thumb. It's not that tight. But I would have thought that would have been a fairly sort of a loose fit. I don't know if anyone else has had that problem, but it is the right part for it, so it's right on the money of being sort of tight. I've just got my McMaster quick release pins in there at the moment, so that's probably what I'll be using for whilst I'm doing all the rigging process before I either committing to putting nuts in it. But there it is. All right, now the next job also too, as I upsize all this, will be the hinge through here. So let me get started on that and see how I go in the next hour or so. Okay, I'm just closing off for today now. I have now pretty much set this flap out. I've only got a single rivet hole, being silver clecos in the top and bottom of each rib. This one was slightly out. I don't know what happened when I drilled it, so I've just left it out for the moment, and it'll be fixed up when I do the upsizing. It's just slightly out. I don't want to sort of put a twist in it at the moment, so it's all good. Nice and level. I've just repositioned that drive plate in there. All this is cut. I have, wherever it's gone, the hinge. Yes, there he is. I have drilled all the hinge out except for this last one. I'm just going to align it with the rib. When I laid it up against it, it was just slightly out. The rib was just slightly out, so whether I've made a mistake in the measurement, I just want to ensure that the rivet hole, it's not going to matter so much going this way, so long as it's center to the actual rib itself. Now, when I say it's out a little bit, I'm not talking 4,000 miles. I'm only talking a couple of mil, but I just want to sort of ensure that it doesn't run off too far that way. So being off the rib, it's okay if it runs this way inside the rib. Anyway, that's it for today. I will carry on with this tomorrow, and we should be able to get it complete. Come back to you then. Just back out here on the right hand flap. So I've now set it out with clecos all on the back with the hinge, and just one on the both ends of the ribs at the moment. I haven't got that one in. I don't know why I didn't put that one, but anyway. So I can now go ahead and finish off all of the silver clecos on the underside and on the top, and then it's ready for upsizing. Come back to you shortly. Okay, the right hand flap is all now silver clecoed. I can progressively now copper cleco it and start to remove that plastic, deburr and prime, and throw some rivets into it. Come back to you shortly. And welcome back. Okay, just prior to upsizing the right flap with copper clecos, I have just quickly assembled the left flap and got it all silver clecoed in spot. I haven't done all of these yet. I will drill through these now, then it's all pretty much, well, it is all set out. Haven't upsized these and countersunk yet, which I have done on the right flap. So once that's done, it's all pretty much set out. I can then upsize to coppers, deburr, and then prime and paint and rivet both surfaces at exactly the same time. Just over here on the flap drive, I have got the little push roddy thing in spot. It's not set to the right distance. It'll be set at its right length up and down once I set it against the shape of the aerofoil. There's a little dimension and a set out on the drawing. Can't remember what it is, but it's just basically taking a straight line from the bottom of the top edge of the flap, and then measuring a distance at the top of the leading edge where it meets the rear spar. Sorry, at the spar, it meets the leading edge meets the aft sheet at the forward spar. There's a sort of a distance there, so I'll get onto that at some stage. I won't fully set it up 100% now. I'll just get it so it's fairly close, within sort of, you know, maybe five or so mil. So there you have it. I'll get stuck into silver clecoing the remainder of these, and then I will copper cleco. Come back to you shortly. Okay, left flap is now all upsized to copper clecos. I'm going to disassemble this now and take off that plastic. Start to deburr it, prime this surface on, or these surfaces on all of this flap. Then upsize the other one while the paint, while the primer is drying. Then hopefully by the time I finish all that one, I can probably start to assemble this one. So it's all going well so far. Just on here, there was some damage that happened during transportation up here. I've given a little bit of a deburr, like a buff up with the emery cloth, but it's going to require some filling in there. I'm not going to buy a new skin. Unfortunately, it is on the top side, but hey, you've got to live with that sort of thing, I guess. So I think for the sake of the cost of a skin to get it all the way over here, as opposed to the body filler that I can put in there, I think it should be fine. So anyway, there it is. So I'll get on to deburring this flap now and see how I go. Okay, I'm going to finish up for today. I'll carry on tomorrow again and rivet both these two flaps. I've got them all prepared, all primed, all deburred, all riveted back, all clecoed back together with coppers, and all ready to go. I'm kind of glad I did it this way rather than just do one at a time. I can sort of make reference to the drawings against one flap that made a lot more sense, and then made the other one that had to be made opposite even more sense, when I could use one that I'd just completed as a reference. But anyway, we will carry on tomorrow and rivet these both together, and hopefully they should be all done tomorrow. Yeah, all good. Okay, I've riveted the first flap, being the right hand flap, and I am all ready to start riveting the remaining flap with my horrible damaged surface on it in transportation. But I'm sure I'll be able to get that all plasti bonded out or something along those lines. It would have to be on the top, wouldn't it? But anyway, let me go ahead and carry on and do some work. It's really hot here today, so I'll see how I go in the next hour or so. Okay, welcome back. I've now completed both flaps. I've just got that one sitting in there like that. Now the reason is that I've had to remove the flap drive. I'll just go around to the other wing where I've got it set up, and I'll explain. Hopefully it'll make some sense. Now I've just made up a little wing jig here. There's a dimension at that end there of about 70, look, I'm just guessing off memory, it's about 75, 76 millimeters, something like that. And I've just applied a straight edge, a little bit of a counterweight on that end, just to give me some setup to see what it looks like. I'm happy with the flushness of everything. It's pretty good. Well, when I say pretty good, it is good. Just quickly looking underneath on my back, and similar thing there. It's all pretty good. When I say pretty good, it is good. So I'm happy with that. Now I'll just pull the flap drive around. This is a distance where it puts the flap drive at a certain spacing from the right wing, and the left wing doesn't really matter. It can sort of slip in and slip out. Now, the problem I've got is that I believe either I've put the blocks in incorrectly, that's the sort of like the little softy thingy blocks, whatever they're called, incorrectly, and it's not allowing it to go that way by about maybe 3 mil. It's not much in it, so I don't know what to do about it yet, because that's a pretty much, I'm gonna have a think about it. Worst case scenario is that I take it to a metal shop and I get them to cut this off and move it over sort of 3 mil, but I'll have to obviously accurately measure it compared to my guessing. It's around about 3 mil. But there you have it. Okay, so I'm happy with everything. It's sitting in its right spot, I believe. Worked out pretty good over here where it says my little flap mark and my aileron mark is just there. Gaps are about the same both sides, except for my flap drive won't fit in there. Anyway, made it all up. It's in. Ailerons are next. So there's one of the ailerons up there. I've already got the bits and pieces out now. Started to look at all the components. Got a little bit worried there was more pieces than not, and I've obviously worked out that if you want to increase the aileron length, you get more ribs, and if you want to decrease it, you have less ribs. So that makes sense to me now. So anyway, there it is. I'm closing this one off, and I will talk to you on the aileron build. Come back to you shortly.